22 years back, the institute's vision was so high that might be 22 years later, the technology is going to take over and we should not be left behind. This is where we have actually moved towards over a period of time. People have gained the certificate that is knowledge, but now the wisdom to apply that knowledge is on the corners, and I 100%, I'm pretty confident that every chartered accountant is actually going to take this step forward and ensure that not only IT means income tax, IT means information technology, which is actually supporting the entire ecosystem of tax, governance, audit, accounting, and everything when you talk about with regards to the numbers across the board. And we are going to be relevant all throughout.
When AI is there, I was very much worried, and I was also very happy that such a big conference, what to speak and what not to speak. And I was thinking on this dais that whether my avatar can help me out in this situation. And friends, this is the testimony, this is the future. Whatever you are doing in your life, in your practice, in your job, all will be hit by AI. And for the 2 days, you have to note down what you are doing and what AI can do for you. With these words, thanks to all of you and happy learning. Thank you.
We have very interesting and exciting panel discussions scheduled for you. So without taking any further time, I would be requesting on stage our next panel discussion team, which is on the topic Training and Upskilling Chartered Accountants in AI. And acting as the moderator for this session, I would like to invite on stage CA Manu Agarwal. And our panelist for this session is Saurav Ladda, Mr. Rajiv Gupta, Shantam Agarwala, and Mr. Deepak Singh. Can we give a great round of applause for all our panelists and our moderator? Well, in a very amusing fact that I would like to share with you all, in a survey, there was this question which said that, can AI understand GST? Well, there is this study that has been going in Stanford, and the researchers there can predict death as well. They have an incredible accuracy, and it could revolutionize the end of life care altogether. And this AI-trained model aims to make sure the patients have an accurate timeline of an individual's last month. So that is the reach of AI. It has not even left death altogether, let alone be GST. So it is on to us of how much we can make it to our own use. And with that, I will now be handing over this session to our moderator, CA Manu Agarwal. Can we have a great round of applause, please?
So, very good afternoon to everybody. Friends, I know it's lunchtime, but for those who are interested, we are having a panel discussion on a very interesting topic. The topic is training and upskilling of chartered accountants in AI. I think this is an AI conference, so, and the big thought amongst all chartered accountants is what's next, what's going to happen. Whether we are going to lose our practice to AI or what the future is going to be. So I have in the panel with me Saurabh Ladha ji, Rajiv Gupta ji, Shantam Agarwal, and Deepak Singh. So for his first thoughts, I'd invite Rajiv Gupta ji to share his views on this topic. The topic again, training and upskilling chartered accountants in AI.
Yeah. See, my view is, Manuji, whichever department you join, whichever company you join, whether you are in consulting, whether you are into industry, whether you are in business finance, controllership, audit, even HR, in every department, you as manager, you are supposed to make decisions. Historically, what used to happen, we used to take decision based on limited data and gut feeling, जिसको तुक्का भी बोलते हैं in Hindi, कि थोड़ा तुक्का भी मार लिया based on whatever limited knowledge we had. Now, and why we make decision? हम decision इसलिए लेते हैं so that we know we are expecting some outcome. For example, if an HR manager is hiring someone, he is making a decision ki suppose let's hire Deepak. Why to hire Deepak? Because they expect in future Deepak will do well in our organization. So every decision we as managers take, keeping future expectations in mind. Or what is artificial intelligence and machine learning? They are going to help you in making all those predictions. And the beauty is, you know, in cricket, for example, recently, you know, I was listening to one interview, I think it was of Ravi Shastri or someone, that there was a match going on in one of the foreign countries, and Kapil Dev or Sunil Gavaskar were fortunately playing very well. They were batting very well. And Ravi Shastri was standing outside, near the boundary. It was very cold, so he wanted to come back inside. The coach said, please no, you keep standing there because Kapil Dev is playing very well. So Ravi Shastri said, Arey Baba, I will fall ill. They said, no, because since you are standing there, Kapil Dev is playing very well. So they connected the dots. My friends, the same connection of dots you can do with machine learning as well. If you feel कि today, for example, you are wearing black socks, जिसके कारण today you are having good conference. Yesterday you were wearing white socks, और जिसके कारण conference was not wearing that well. Even all those things you can feed into Excel. There is a function called, for example, linear regression, and it will tell you genuinely whether there is a connection between you wearing socks or Ravi Shastri standing outside and Kapil Dev playing well. So all those predictions, which were earlier based on tukka or gut feeling, they can now be made with the help of these tools. Now for these tools, really do we need to learn very advanced tools like Python are not necessary. You can do many of these things in Excel itself. Microsoft has done an amazing job of making sure that it is bringing a lot of these machine learning capabilities within Excel as well. So you can just spend half an hour, maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow, and learn prediction within Excel itself. So the point is, whichever role you go, whether you are in finance, whether you're in auditing, the expectation is, today when you are making decisions, are you making based on gut feeling or you are making based on data? Now data is available in the organization, so they expect you to make your decisions based on data. So Manuji, that was from my side.
So, well, basically you mean to say that to take decisions, you have to rely on data, and to use that, AI would help us, so that's how the CAs would get upskilled. Okay, so moving on, well, I'll move on to Deepak ji, and your views and your take on this topic.
So, coming up and discussing about the topic of upskilling fellow chartered accountants, one of the most important thing that we need to fall back is the mindset. So we have three kind of sets: tool set, skill set, and mindsets. Being a chartered accountant, we are very much skillful. There are n number of tools available. You can very easily Google and learn them in a matter of time. But the mindset is where we need to upskill ourselves or upgrade ourselves. So traditionally, VCAs have been more in terms of compliance oriented, but now we have to become more reliance oriented towards our client. In terms of how you can upgrade yourself, there are tons and tons of open traditional tutorials available either on YouTube, or there is a platform called Coursera. Then there are other learning applications like MIT Open Courseware, where you can go and learn about these AI technologies. Every day you need to devote minimum of 1 hour of AI CPE. I call it AI CPE. So every day 1 hour, reduce your Netflix duration and devote it on to this. This is my take on how we can upskill ourselves.
So I think a very good point that the skill set needs to be honed, and for that the mindset has to change, and we have to probably forego the thought that my time is over or this is for the newer generation. Irrespective of your age, you should still sharpen your skills, and for that the mindset has to be there. Okay, so moving on, now I think I'll go to Saurabh ji.
Hello. So my take is very simple. I am not complicating anything. People of my age and below my age, I think they have already adopted with the tools existing in the market. So I think it is for the older generation to adopt to such tools. And one basic thing I would like to say is just use these tools everywhere. If you think of getting a creative idea, type on it. If you want to buy anything, type on it. Have a Chat GPT and Perplexity app in your mobile phones. That would be of much help, I think.
So I think what you mean to say is that imbibe it in everything you do so that you get into a habit of it.
Yeah.
Not only your practice, whatever you do, try using these tools and take the benefits. Once you start getting the benefits, you will automatically start using it in your profession also.
Yeah.
Okay. So with this, we move on to the last panelist, and that is Shantam Agarwal ji.
Thank you, Manu sir. So I personally believe that the work should be done in a much lesser of time. So using AI or upskilling CAs for using AI and its benefit. So benefit will be the time will be less for any particular work. So the task will be automated. Routine task you do in your office will be automated, and the data analysis will be done in a much lesser of time. In auditing, we used to we are using on auditing on sampling basis, but I think with the help of AI, we can do the 100% testing. That all the areas should be covered with the help of AI.
I think 100% check. And for that, you need these tools because traditional methods do not provide for this 100% checking. But these tools, you can do that in a very short span of time, which I think he also mentioned that, yes, we'll save a lot of time. So friends, I think the take on this topic is that, yes, AI is here to stay. We have to live with it. And to adopt it to it, we have to upskill. We have to hone our skills. And a very good point came that spending about an hour every day, probably on YouTube or other material, some time would be spent uselessly or probably not so good. But when you read a book, it's not the whole book which is important. It is the few lines, the few paragraphs which really stick in our mind or are very useful. So similarly, I think when we do our research properly, we'll be able to find out what is good and upskill ourselves and become better chartered accountants. Because I am a firm believer of the fact that AI will not replace chartered accountants, but a chartered accountant using AI will replace a chartered accountant who does not use AI. Thank you. And a big thank you to all the panelists for the wonderful discussion. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Can we have a great round of applause, please? Thank you so much for your brilliant discussion.